Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music, blessing, and community every weekday. We've been doing so since March 18th, 2020. It's the middle of August 2026. It's broadcast 1,614. I'm sure if Penny's here, she'll remind us of that, but I wanted to let you know that I knew how long we've been coming together, 6.5 years of Torah every single weekday morning. Right now you can see that I'm in a different space. I'm downtown. I'm at Ground Zero. Next to the Oculus, behind me is the 9/11 Memorial Museum. Behind me is also the Freedom Tower. You'll understand why this moment calls us to be present here. But I'm grateful not only for the chance to be somewhere special representing UJA, standing on sacred ground with intention, I'm also grateful to be able to stand here with my daughter. So many of you have met Ariel before. Among other things, she is an entering rabbinical student at the Jewish Theological Seminary, and so when we teach Torah, now it's taken on an even cooler dimension for us as a family. So we're going to sing a bracha, welcome everyone, Eileen and Cynthia, Arlene, George, Camille, Jack and Joyce, good to see all of you. I'm sorry I missed a few hellos that we could have offered before. But let's take a breath, sing a bracha, we'll learn some Torah. Here we go. Ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ay la la la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah la'asok b'divrei Torah hafoch ba v'hafoch ba la'asok b'divrei Torah. Didiyai lai 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 lai, didiyai lai lai lai, didiyai lai 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 lai, ay ay lai lai lai. So hi everybody. I'm going to lay out a few thoughts, and I'm really so privileged to be able to share Torah with my daughter. Of course, these thoughts, most of all this week, go to the clergy and the community and the security guards and the NYPD surrounding Central Synagogue here in New York City, where there was attack Friday night during services. The clergy and the security team and NYPD did a tremendous job limiting the pain that was caused, but it was severely painful on a cosmic and emotional level, and we send that community strength and healing, solidarity, and love. We are present as a unified New York Jewish community, and so to Rabbi Angela Buchdahl and to the other members of the clergy, we send our hearts and we stand shoulder to shoulder with our sisters and brothers. We also, right now, are standing on holy ground. This year, as you probably know, is the 25th anniversary of the attack on New York, the attack in America on 9/11/2001. As emotional as all of that is, it takes on an additional dimension for me because Ariel wasn't yet born, and expecting her when the attack happened made this space for us to stand together deeply, deeply personal. And I'm very grateful for the way that we lived forward. So we wanted to share a little bit of Torah, especially because representing UJA today, we're going to be taking an early tour before the exhibit opens in the 9/11 Memorial Museum, which is right behind us. There is a 25th anniversary exhibit honoring the heroes. And we're going to be there in just a moment representing our community. All of that will be the framing and the background for a little bit of Torah that we're going to offer. So we were talking earlier about this week's parsha, which is Teitzei, which we have feelings about as a Torah portion.
Yeah.
Because the introduction, you want to share a little bit?
There's the intro to the parsha to the portion is specifically when you go out to war and you see a woman that you like the look of and you want to take her as your wife. You take her into your house. You take her, you shave her head, you cut her nails, and you give her a month to recover, whatever that means, and then you can take her as your wife, which I have very complicated feelings about, as I feel many people do and should.
And so, as you can imagine, this is not only for a Torah student who's emerging as a rabbi, but even someone who's been a rabbi for a long time, and even people who are normal and not rabbis, thinking about the complexity of the morality within the Torah and surrounding the issue of war, which is in this week's Parsha. Which makes it all the more striking that one of the more arcane, strange rules is in Parshat Teitzei. It's called in Hebrew Shiloach Haken. If you come across a bird's nest and there is a mother bird hovering over the nest and there are eggs or young chicks in the nest, don't take the mother bird and the chicks together. And the Torah promises, if you follow this rule, that you will live a long life, which is another thing that we should take issue with. The Torah makes this promise twice, that if you send the mother bird away before collecting the egg, you will lead a long life. The other mitzvah is kibud av v'em, is honoring your parents. And if you do that, you will live a long life. And a famous story is told in the Midrash and immortalized in the book by Milton Steinberg, who was the rabbi of Park Avenue Synagogue. The book is called As a Driven Leaf, where a character, an early rabbi from the ancient rabbinic world about 2,000 years ago, named Elisha ben Abuya, witnesses a father send his son to go send the mother bird away by climbing a ladder up to a roof. When the son follows the father's instruction, and that's the first command that promises you a long life, sends the mother bird away, which is the second command that promises you a long life, the son does both actions and then trips falling down the ladder and dies. Elisha ben Abuya, who ends up becoming known as the other, the heretic, says there's no justice in this world. That's also an important thing to say on holy ground where the world did not act the way it was supposed to. To say fair and just on this ground challenges the senses. And so for us to understand that even as Rose is suggesting, that the mitzvah of sending the mother bird away, he wrote, ensures that there will be enough birds or food for the next year. There's an interesting challenge to this. We learn. Remember what the Mishnah says about this? If you come across
and you say something about Rachamim, if you say, I can't do the text, but like if you get to the nest and there's the chicks or the eggs, and you say, may God's mercy be upon you. Yes.
Good. What are we supposed to do to someone who says that?
Then you're supposed to tell them to not say that.
Right.
Be quiet.
So the Mishnah. Very good.
Thank you.
The Mishnah says that if you come across a mother bird hovering over the nest, don't say, this should teach me mercy. And don't, if you hear someone blessing that this mitzvah should teach you mercy, you stop them. And that's very shocking. Because that's what most of us believe, that this is meant in an essential way to teach us mercy. If you would be merciful in this setting, you'll be merciful in all settings. Parenthetically, by the way, there's a study that just came out last week about AI, that if someone is rude when prompting for an AI to generate something, it will lead them to be more rude to people.
Because they're a rude person inherently speaking.
Right, because rudeness is a habit that you can develop.
Correct. It's not about how you're projecting it, it's about the fact that you're projecting it in the first place.
So you might say that the whole practice, let's move a little closer because of the jackhammer. Yeah. You might say that this practice, the strange practice of sending the mother bird away, is there to teach you mercy, but the rabbis say don't do that. And there's one rabbi who I've been teaching from a little bit. You might remember from a previous broadcast, this sefer, this beautiful book called Zachor Li Yitzchak by the former chief rabbi of Herzliya, Rabbi Yitzchak Yakovovich. He says, you shouldn't think that this is about mercy because, and we say so on this ground, because if it's about mercy, what about the moments where you don't feel merciful? Will you suddenly not do the things you need to do? Will you suddenly not do the things that you need to do because you don't feel it? And so what it is really important for us to remember here is that patterns of justice, even strange ones like sending a mother bird away, they're not there to teach us mercy. They're there to remind us that no matter how you feel in the morning, you're called to do the right thing. We stand here on this ground, and I can't imagine all the emotionality of the people who are pausing and it is certainly strange to notice the many people who are not. So we conduct our lives mindfully, making one right decision at a time so that that doesn't happen again. And if it's based on how I feel, there will be days that I miss my obligation. So I'm wondering about your thoughts about that too, because the whole notion of obligation is compelling and challenging. Do we feel obligated? And what obligates us? So I'm just wondering about your thoughts about this whole conversation, where we are, what a world that is so often unfair feels like, and maybe like why you feel called to now obligate yourself as an emerging Jewish leader. Any one of those
a lot
answers,
of things to think about.
any one of those answers is going to add value to the conversation.
Yeah. I mean, I think specifically in this space, I wasn't alive during 9/11, so I can't speak from the perspective of someone who witnessed it, but I can speak from the perspective of a child who was on the way, and also from the perspective of a child whose family's was here. And it's my responsibility, not only as your child, but also as a child of the world and someone who wants to put good out, is that even if I'm having a day where I'm not feeling like I need to, I actually do need to. Because if I don't, and if people in my generation and the leaders that are coming up in the world don't do something because we don't feel like it, things like this happen. And that's not my own responsibility. It's not all on me, thank God, but it's our responsibility as the future leaders of the world to make sure that things like this don't happen, and if God forbid they do, we know how to respond.
I appreciate that a lot. Friends, not only is it a privilege, it's really important, because if we want there to be a future that is more secure than the one that we've inherited and that you've inherited, then we need to make sure that we stand on ground like this and we teach our Torah, we take it seriously, and we listen for the next generation of leader to understand what obligation is. We don't hold back what we believe it is, but if it really matters, it has to take on meaning for the next generation. So in honor specifically of this memorial, which is there to teach many generations of New Yorkers and millions of visitors over the course of time, what happened, what responsibility calls us to do, and even when you don't feel like it, waking up in the morning and living life with purpose and to build meaning, to build faster than anything can destroy. So standing here, being prepared to walk into what will probably be a hard experience. We're standing with you, friends. We're sharing Torah. I'm sharing Torah with my most beloved one. And let's send our hearts to the east. Let's sing. Kol hod v'levav v'nima nefesh Yehudi omnia ulfatei mizrach kadima ayin letzion Sophia Ono avda tikvateinu התקווה בת שנות 2000 להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון בירושלים להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון בירושלים עם ישראל חי.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks for sharing this.
Thank you.
Okay, bye everyone. See you tomorrow.
Bye.